Once upon a time, there was a king named Midas. He lived in a big castle full of gold.
I love gold more than anything else.
Midas spent all day counting his gold coins. Every morning he would wake up early and go to his treasure room.
The shine of the gold makes me very happy.
Midas had a little daughter named Marigold who loved to play in the garden.
Daddy, come play with me.
But Midas was too busy with his gold to play with her. He dreamed of having even more gold than he already had. One day a fairy appeared in Midas's room.
What do you want most in the world?
I wish that everything I touch would turn to gold.
The fairy looked sad but granted his wish.
Thank you, thank you.
Midas started to touch things in his room. His chair, bed, and even his shoes turned to gold.
This is the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Midas laughed with joy and ran around the castle, turning everything to gold. He felt like the luckiest king in the world. But the fairy flew away, still looking worried. At first, Midas was very happy with his golden touch. He turned all the furniture and even the flowers in the garden to gold.
Everything is so beautiful.
But soon, Midas started to have problems. He felt hungry and went to eat his breakfast. He picked up a piece of bread, but it turned to gold. He tried to drink some water, but it turned to gold in the cup. Midas couldn't eat or drink anything. Everything he touched became gold.
Your Majesty, how can we help you?
Midas asked his servants to feed him, but the food turned to gold as soon as it touched his lips. He tried to put on his clothes, but they became stiff and heavy.
What have I done?
The king walked around his castle, feeling sad. He couldn't enjoy his golden castle. Midas started to think that maybe gold wasn't the most important thing after all. He wished he could undo his wish.
I wish I could undo my wish.
As Midas was feeling sad about his golden touch, he heard a happy voice. It was his daughter, Marigold, coming back from the garden.
Look, Father, I picked these for you.
Midas felt happy to see his daughter. Marigold ran up to Midas with a big smile. Without thinking, he reached out to take the flowers. But as soon as he touched them, they turned to gold.
Oh no, Father, what happened to the flowers?
Marigold looked very sad. Midas felt terrible. He tried to comfort Marigold, but as soon as he touched her, she turned into a golden statue. Midas cried out in horror. He had turned his own daughter into gold. The king fell to his knees, crying. He hugged the golden statue of Marigold. She wasn't his happy little girl anymore. Midas realized that he had made a terrible mistake. He understood that his love for gold had cost him the most precious thing in his life, his daughter. He felt more sad than he had ever felt before. Midas knew he had to do something to save Marigold. He cried and prayed for help. He begged the fairy to come back. He promised he would give up all his gold if he could just have his daughter back. Finally, the fairy appeared again.
There is a way to undo the golden touch, but it won't be easy.
I will do anything to save my daughter.
The fairy told Midas to go to a nearby river. She said he should wash his hands in the river water. This would wash away the golden touch. Then, he should take some of the water and sprinkle it on everything he had turned to gold. Midas didn't care about losing his gold anymore. He just wanted Marigold back. Midas thanked the fairy and ran to the river. He washed his hands in the cool water. He felt the golden touch leave him. Then he filled a jar with river water. He hurried back to the castle and sprinkled the water on Marigold. To his joy, she came back to life. After the golden touch was gone, Midas's life changed a lot. He didn't care about gold anymore. He gave away most of his gold to help poor people in his kingdom. Midas learned that there are many things more important than gold. He started to spend more time with Marigold.
Your Majesty, the people are calling you King Midas the Kind now.
Midas felt happier than he ever had before. Marigold was very happy with the change in her father.
Father, look at the butterflies, aren't they beautiful?
Yes, Marigold, they are more beautiful than all the gold in the world.
Midas realized that these moments with his daughter were worth more than all the gold in the world. The story of King Midas teaches us that love, family, and kindness are the true riches in life.